Hey guys, you won't believe what I just got my hands on. Even though part 8's not over yet, this is the first chapter of the part 9 manga. And this was sent to me by a friend of mine who had some connections with the people who produced the manga with Ariki himself. And I just want to keep in mind that there are not going to be as many pages as there would be in the official release, because this is like a promotional kind of thing. It's like a pre-order type of thing. So I'm the first to get my hands on the first chapter, and I'm not going to even wait. Let's just get right into it. Wow. So already you can see that there's a dramatic art style change in Ariki's work. And I just want to say it looks amazing. Now, granted, I don't have a translation for this yet. I'll be waiting for a fan translation online. But this is actually really, really beautiful artwork by Ariki himself. And it's in full color. So that's something I'm very impressed by. And another thing is the mechanics of stands have once again changed in this in the series. So apparently, basically it tries to give some backstory as to where stands come from, and apparently it says that stands come from an alternate dimension where they're summoned by human beings to basically do their will, and they're represented like this, which is actually really creative of Ariki. And we'll go into what stands are about. As you can see, there's a tree up there, the tree of forbidden fruit. We'll talk about what the tree of forbidden fruit does later. But basically, let's keep going through it. And so basically, you have all these interesting illustrations and characters and whatnot. And in fact, right off of the first 2 pages, we're already in the middle of a stand fight. As you can see, there's these 2 stands fighting against this other stand. And these 2 stands, the other stand finds another stand, and they basically team up to take out the other team. And apparently, if you haven't noticed, the main character of this manga is gonna be I don't know her name because it's not translated, but it's apparently this one person here. So it's kind of like how Stone Ocean did it. So far, this is probably my favorite manga to date. It's even better than Steel Ball Run and Stone Ocean combined right now. You know, you got all these interesting plots and characters and whatnot that do all these interesting things, and you got all these bios and these little tidbits about the stands and the characters and whatnot. So that's really interesting. You know, and here we're introduced to the first villain of the series. I don't have a name for her either, but we'll wait until it's released. Basically, her stand is known as Pot Roast Chicken, because Ariki apparently he gave up trying to name stands after songs and decided to name stands after food instead. So what Pot Roast Chicken's stand ability is it can basically craft a weapon and basically use that weapon with special abilities. So here it is fighting off against Kebab Man and with his skewer kebab. And basically what Pot Roast Chicken does is he steals the stand and then basically creates Polonef's Silver Chariot's little fencing sword and defeats the stand. And you'll see how this plays into a serious effect later. It takes place in basically a rural town, just like part 4 did. So it's kind of like Moriocho or like part 8. So that's pretty interesting so far. We've never really had a really fleshed out city in quite a while. So it's good for Ariki to go back to the roots that, you know, he likes to be in. And so here is apparently a little backstory as to Pot Roast Chicken. So apparently Pot Roast Chicken earlier in this manga was defeated by Gigantosaur. And basically what Gigantosaur is he welded Pot Roast Chicken and apparently to the Forbidden Tree. And the Forbidden Tree basically erased him from existence. But what it really did was it only transported him to an alternate plane of existence. So as you can see, he's right here in this little plane of nothingness. Whereas in real life, he shows up as not existing. So basically we'll explain what the Forbidden Tree has to do with this later when we get a little further into the manga. So as you can probably tell, this place takes place in some rural city, in some prefecture or something, and it's pretty interesting what these stands do and what their abilities are, and these are some pretty interesting stand abilities so far. So here we go. We even got a little map of the city here, just like how we had a little map of Morio, and you can see there's roads and there's trees and everything. So it's a little nice and quiet actually for a map with a lot of culture diversity as well. And then here we have an explanation as to what the forbidden tree fruit does. So basically, you can see there's Wolf Fangfist attacking a random stand user, and the stand user grabs the forbidden tree and throws the fruit at the wolf, and then the wolf gets erased from existence. And so basically what it does is that the forbidden tree, whenever it is activated, either by throwing the fruit at something or otherwise, it transports the thing that gets attacked by it into another plane of existence outside of our reality. So this basically is where Abdul is right now. Basically, it's kind of like similar to what Vanilla Ice's Cream and Okiyasu's The Hand could do by transporting things to a plane outside of our dimension that's just nothingness. So that's apparently where stands go when they're attacked, and the forbidden fruit re-explores that concept again and actually tells us where it goes. And then you have these characters, and then there's like a love interest and all these things. It's really interesting so far. You know, some more exposition with the main characters and whatnot. And so basically, a problem with the forbidden fruit is that over time, wherever it grows, things start to disappear completely. And if they don't, and the population increases extremely quickly whenever the fruit falls from the tree, another one grows in its place. And so that's why they have to try and figure out how to defeat the fruit before it destroys the entire city. Because if they don't, then the roots will go too far, and then they basically have to come up with it. But basically what Pot Roast Chicken is trying to do is it's trying to use its scythe, a weapon it's created, to basically it figured out how to grow these trees. And what it's trying to do is it's trying to take over the city by growing these trees and using its power for itself. So that's what the characters have to do, is they basically have to figure out how to defeat them. And then here they are talking about their stands names, which is based off of food again, because Ariki basically decided to quit naming them off of musical songs, since he must have gotten seriously tired of that. And so as you can tell, the main character is going to play a major plot in this role in defeating Pot Roast Chicken, although we don't know how yet. And then as you can see, here's another little stand fight going on right now, whereas as a character, one stand user, a friend of the stand users who's about to get killed by Pot Roast Chicken, is discovered by Pot Roast Chicken and then basically assaulted and erased from existence. And so now Pot Roast Chicken figures out how to harness the use of it and basically manages to erase it from existence. So that's going to be pretty scary, how there's a stand user that can pretty much defeat anyone so far of the series. Anyway, guys, that is the first chapter. I can't wait to see what else can come out of this. This is probably the best part in terms of artwork and storyline I've seen so far. If you guys want to see more of this, be sure to like and comment down below. I hope you guys liked it. I want to see what Ariki's going to do with this kind of concept. It seems really interesting so far. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video, and bye.